It's Thursday. Decided to start with a booyah. I don't know. I'm old.
Why not?
It was cool in the 90s. Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Do you remember that show? I don't know. It was an American thing.
Who are you?
How are you doing, Damien?
I'm good, and you?
It's been a morning. But I'm super excited about this show. If you've tuned in to past season reveal shows, we've done something like this before where we get a bunch of our developers on to go deep on the art and design of our maps and our gear and our characters. So we're going to do that on today's show. Yeah, yes. So we're going to be doing that. And so it's going to be a long one, just to prepare you. It'll probably be longer than usual because it's good stuff. But let's just run through what we got. So first things first, if you're new and you don't know, the new season of For Honor, Season 4, Order and Havoc, starts next Tuesday on the 14th.
Oh, yeah.
What's it bring with it, Damien?
2 heroes.
Ooh, yes, true.
Of course, 2 new maps. The first new mode re-release since we launched the game.
Yes, and
Tribute.
It's a 4v4 objective mode, Tribute.
Really cool mode. And a bit later on, we don't know exactly yet, we will release a Dominion Ranked, which is also really cool.
Yep.
And way more things that you can see on the patch notes.
Yeah, last week we went through a bunch of the patch notes, but there's even more. So if you go to forhonorgame.com/patch notes, it should be up. It might be up in a few minutes because, like I said yesterday on Reddit, it requires someone in our San Francisco office to press a button to make it live. So they're 3 hours behind us. It's supposed to be up now. We'll see if it's up. Fred in the chat will let you know and link to it when it's available. Other information, season pass holders will get those 2 new heroes on Tuesday.
At launch of the new season, yes.
With no additional cost or anything. If you don't have a season pass, you get them for 15,000 steel each 1 week later. So it's 1 week exclusive for season pass people.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool. So on today's show, as I mentioned, I just moved our camera, sorry. I'm really excited, everybody. We will be debuting the full hero trailers for our Aramusha and Shaman. We had a big conversation before the show started about how to pronounce it, and literally everyone had said it a different way.
For me, it's Shaman.
Shaman?
Shaman.
Shaman. Shaman. See? It's your own canvas, whatever you want to make of it.
That's cool.
Those are super good. People like those trailers. So after that, we'll be with our art director, Christian, and our lead character artist, Andrew Im. We're going to go through the 2 characters, look at them in depth in the build, actually. We're not looking at concept art stuff. We'll be in the build, looking at them, looking at different variations of them, talking about how they built those characters. And then we're going to be looking at, with those same guys, and Damien's going to hang around too. Yep. We're going to look at the new gear coming in Season 4 for those characters, but also some of the gear coming for the existing stable of characters. And FYI, I actually only sort of just found this out, but this is a cool thing that we're doing different this time. We've given some people who create YouTube content early access to the game to create some videos, and today, probably shortly after the show, they are able to post footage as well of the new gear. So you'll probably see more than we're showing today because we don't have time to show all of the gear for all of the characters. So that's a cool thing we're doing. So check out your favorite For Honor YouTuber for content. People like Baus Phoenix, people like Havoc, Zero Crack. There's a whole slew of them. So look for that. I don't know that those specific people are creating videos for that, so no promises, but they are able to. Then we're going to sit down with our maps team, level design and art, to talk about the 2 new maps coming in the season. So it's going to be great. But as always, we start with the news of the week. We've got a few things to run through. Just so many big things happening.
Quite a lot of them, in fact.
When a new season starts, there's always so much to go through. First things first, we're doing an event order. It's not even on the run of show. I was so busy, I forgot to put it there. There's an event order this weekend. If you want to put up the image, Max, it's the Warrior event. Just play as many matches as you can in PvP or PvAI. We're rewarding you with 3 scavenger crates. And the reason for that is it actually ties into the next big news item, is our free weekend, which has actually begun this very moment. It started at the same time as the show. So free weekend is live now on all platforms. And we are doing this thing we're calling the Warrior Training Program. Which we also have. Oh, sorry. Yes, Max reminds me we have a video about the free weekend. Let's
yes, let's watch it.
We cannot hope to trigger war everywhere.
We can if we recruit our enemies to the cause.
So yeah, that's a big thing
Wow.
actually. It's a 60% discount.
Yep.
If you do not currently own the game. You will be able to get it at quite a discount this weekend. But in addition to that, the Warrior
addition to
Training
that,
Program.
Everybody can benefit.
Do you want to talk
from the
about
free
it, or do you want me
weekend.
to cover it?
It's like you want.
I want you to.
I can be useful.
I want to stop talking for a minute.
Okay, so what is really cool with the Warrior Training Program is that you just have to play with a newcomer, somebody that is playing with the free weekend, group with them, play 5 matches. It can be different person. It
Right.
doesn't have to be the same free weekend player. And as soon as you played 5 matches, you will be granted 5,000 steel. I think it's in the coming weeks. I don't know yet the date.
It should be at the launch of the season, yeah.
Yeah, at the launch of the season. And this is also true for the free weekend player, who will also get the 5,000 steel.
So say you have a friend who's shown interest in For Honor, they haven't played it yet. This is a free time for them to play it. And if they play with you 5 matches over the weekend, they get 5,000 steel, you get 5,000 steel.
Yeah.
Or if you're a group of new people, you can play together without existing players, and you all get the 5,000 steel. I recommend trying to find people, because it actually could be a great learning opportunity as well. That's why we call it the Warrior Training Program. It's not just play the game, get steel. We really want people to play with existing players who know all the ins and outs of all the characters and really get you kind of the best first-time experience. You know, we talked to players after the last free weekend, and we found that those who did that, those who played with friends or acquaintances or just helpful community people, they ended up staying because, oh, okay, it was much easier having someone onboard me along with it. So that's the intent. If you're looking to find people to play with, whether you're new or existing, go to our subreddit, r/forhonor on Reddit. There's a sticky post right at the top that can take you to the either finding people there. You can use their Discord to find people. You can do it on our forums as well.
Or some Reddit post about
So
it
lots
too.
of places, but we thought that was really cool, and that's why the event order is not giving steel. We wanted to
But crates.
complement
Yeah,
it
yeah.
with crates. So
Exactly.
over the weekend, you can get crates, you can get steel. It's awesome. Great. So this Saturday, we're doing our Season 4 reveal event. We do these every season as well. So here in the Warriors Den, we go in depth with our devs and show a lot of deep information. And then we do a big kickoff event with a lot of your favorite content creators. So yes, that is this Saturday at 2 p.m. It kicks off right here on this Twitch channel. So it consists of a couple things. We're starting actually with our Season 3 wrap-up tournament.
Yeah.
And that, we're going to have Luke on actually on the show later to interview the captains, which will be fun. But let's take a look at those guys there. So the two, it's a 4v4 tournament. It's the finals. These guys and a bunch of others competed over the last few weeks online. And these are the best 2 teams, best from North America versus the best from Europe. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see it because they're all super good at the game. But in addition to that, after they wrap up, then we get into the Season 4 content. And this Saturday will be the world gameplay premiere of all the Season 4 stuff. So as I said, today we're doing art deep dive, talking with designers and stuff. But you'll get to see the gameplay for the first time on Saturday. We're going to have more of our devs, actually. We're going to have the fight team there to talk about the new heroes, show you their moves, go in depth on how they play. And then we'll have some of your favorite content creators playing them in both Dominion and Tribute mode. So we have a picture of who will be at the show. I'm actually super excited about this. Apart from Cartoons, who's come to almost all of these shows, and he's just hilarious. The combo of Dehi and, which I also say wrong every time, and I apologize. I need to brush up on my Gaelic. Him and his brother, Zero Crack, they're both YouTubers, and Zero Crack does tons of hilarious For Honor stuff. But they're brothers, so now they get to team up on a team. It'll be really fun. Cool. So we also wanted you here to give us a few updates. We missed a couple notes last week.
Yeah, so
when
we
going through
spent
the
a
patch
good
notes.
hour going through the patch note, and we did some mistakes. First one is regarding the role, and there
Right.
were many discussions about it after the Warriors Den.
Yep.
So we said that you would no longer be immune to guard break during a roll. That's incorrect. You're still immune to guard break.
Right.
The thing that changes is that you no longer get to block while rolling.
Yep.
So you could blocking while you're rolling. This is not true anymore. You can't block, but you're still immune to guard break.
Yep.
So sorry about that little confusion.
Yep.
There is also one thing we haven't spoken about, is the fact that because we're introducing a tribute, and we want a tribute to have its own playlist and have people coming in and playing a tribute as they want, we are reintroducing something we had at launch, which was merging 2 game modes in the same playlist, and then you select which preference you want so that you can play on that game mode and not the other one. And we're doing that for elimination and skirmish.
Right.
So we're merging those 2 again on the same playlist. So now in the matchmaking, you can select your preference with the little heart saying, okay, I want to play in elimination or skirmish. And after a few minutes of matchmaking, the matchmaking will relax to both game modes if you don't find a match in one or the other.
So if you're looking for elimination but there aren't players there, then eventually
Then
you'll
it
get
will,
put into a skirmish match.
Yeah, or the contrary. But since then, we changed many things. So for that, one of the reasons why we split those 2 is that at that time, we asked you, for example, to do an order of elimination, but then you were matchmaking skirmish, so you were pissed because you couldn't do your order, etc. This is gone.
Yep.
So now we're doing, for those 2 game modes, we're doing playlist-based order. So you can do that order either in elimination or skirmish.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It will be a deathmatch order, basically. So that's one thing. And we've also updated the map vote system. So before, when we launched, when you were voting for a map, sometimes you were changing the mode without really knowing it. It was written, but it was a bit hidden. So this is not true anymore. Now in the map votes and mod votes, now it's really clear when you're changing the mode or not. So you're not surprised about it anymore. So thanks to those 2 changes, we can now merge back the game modes if we want, if we need to. To celebrate tributes, we thought it was a good thing to merge some of the game modes together to focus the player base on less activities.
Got it. Cool. And there was something that we mentioned on the show about matchmaking.
Yes.
That was changing.
So there was a bug that came up quite often. It was the fact that sometimes we had a very not high level, high reputation players that were falling in matchmaking.
Sorry, your mic is apparently brushing against your shirt. There.
So matchmaking, sometimes the best players, not the best, but the higher reputation players were facing some newcomers because of a relaxation bug. This is fixed in season 4, so next week it will be fixed. So if we can have again feedback from those players, do they fall against newcomer, etc. It's something we really want to know. It should be fixed. Cool. But with bugs like that, it's always hard to be 100% sure.
Until they're alive.
Until they're alive and we have the real behavior.
Okay. So yes, let us know about that. And that is a lot of the news of the week. And then we'll wrap up here with the content of the week. This week's content is what people have been yelling at me about for weeks, waiting for it.
Yeah.
Finally
here.
New executions. They are 7,000 steel each. If you stick around to the end of the show, we're going to do a raffle. At the end of the show, don't say raffle now. It'll just annoy everybody and you won't get input into the raffle. At the end of the show, we'll raffle off 10 winners who will get 7,000 steel to get an execution.
So if you get the Warrior Training Program, it does the execution 2,000 steel. It's pretty cool.
Pretty good. So let's check out the video right now. Did you want to say,
yes.
Centurion and Shinobi.
Yeah.
They are not getting executions this week.
Not this time. But they will get it, but later on.
Right.
Now we have 50% more heroes than when we launch.
Yep.
So we can only make a number of execution at time. And we still want to release execution every season when we can, produce them. So those two heroes didn't have an execution in time, but we still want to release the content. So they will get their execution later on.
Yeah, you might have noticed previously, I can't remember what week it was, but we had...
Something we already did for emotes.
Yeah, with the emotes, the newer characters had different emotes than the rest of the batch. It's just
so
the
new
way
heroes,
production
season
goes.
pass heroes, they come with less content because we have to produce everything for them, and then we try to catch up and produce more. But we have to do the old heroes content at the same time, so it's always a struggle.
Cool, so let's check out the video now of the new executions, and then we'll be back with all of our Order and Havoc information. So let's check it out. Yes, so much good, crazy
I love those
stuff.
executions.
We were just like, oh god, every
And
time.
finally, the Kensei has a great one.
Yes.
Well, welcome Christian Diaz and
Hi,
Andrew
everybody.
Im, our art director, and your actual title is assistant art director for characters. Is that right? Is that close enough?
Yep.
That's sort of what
That's
you do.
good enough.
And he's a
Good
Kensei
enough.
player,
Oh, and you're a Kensei as well.
Can say player.
My deepest
so
apologies.
he's a good person.
So we wanted to show off our new heroes, the Aramusha and the Shaman.
Shaman.
Shaman. But I think we'll start off with the Aramusha. Do you want to check out the trailer and then talk about? Yeah.
That would
All
be
right.
good.
Here we go, the Aramusha hero trailer.
Let's go.
Some must fall from grace. But when samurai fall, they also free themselves from their masters. Aramusha. Brash enforcers for the most prestigious houses. Once noble fighters, now mercenaries. Their dual katana may have killed to satisfy their own ego. But those crimes belong to the past. They join this war not out of duty or command. They join because they are elite warriors in search of their own destiny. A destiny stained red with the blood of those in their way.
Baller.
He's so badass. Even if he kills, I can say he's very badass.
People since launch have been hoping for a dual-wielding Ronin type.
Right.
And I think they'll hopefully be happy with him. So tell us about the Aramusha.
So yeah, we thought we were going to start with the narrative, and then we get back to the genesis when we were thinking about the DLC characters.
Sure.
How do we get to choose the Aramusha? So Aramusha in Japanese, it's not actual Japanese word. It's kind of a slangish, made-up word, meaning by is a fierce warrior, or the rough samurai kind of fits as a outlaw. And they all two DLC characters, the Shinobi and Aramusha, are from the same secret order. They're the members of the same secret order. But then difference is Shinobi works under the shadow as a silent assassin, but this one is an elite warrior that stands in front of the battle. So basically, Aramusha is a bodyguard of a powerful samurai house, but then this house was betraying, and there's an ego and the greed that made the Aramusha to abandon his oath. So that's how he became, and came up on the battle.
Cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
Maybe we can jump onto the build.
Christian has prepared a build here to actually check these guys out in game.
Like the last time, and maybe to get back to the genesis of the how do we get to choose the new heroes for the DLC. For the samurais, we're thinking about, we like the idea of the two katanas. We were feeling that there was something really cool to do with it, and of course when we think about samurais, we'll think about Ronins because it's part of the culture, and it was something missing that we didn't put in the four first heroes. So it was the occasion to bring this type of character to the game, and it was quite challenging, because when we think about the Ronin, it's all about cloth. There's no armor. He's not military guy, and for us, when we design these guys, when there's no armor, it becomes way more complicated. It's more challenging, I would say. But it benefits the player expression, because all the gray parts that you see here are just the base for receiving all the player expression, paint pattern, outfits also. So this one, when he really shines, when you have all the paint pattern applied on the vest, it's really cool. You can even have it on the hat. And it's also something that we're trying to do with these guys is revealing a bit more the faces on the DLC characters, and we might do it more and more. But basically this one, we wanted to hide a little bit the face because we wanted to bring in, more than anybody. Right. I was obsessed with the hat. This hat, we tried to bring it on the Nobushi. I'm sorry about that, Nobushi players. Yeah. We had to reserve it for this one. In fact, we got into a problem with the Nobushi because she has the two-handed weapon, Naginata, and she's swinging that over her head. So we had to reduce the radius, and it was like, we need to do it properly on another character. Right. So on this one, we really brought it bold, and you'll see that we have different sizes also for those hats. We were also thinking about these guys as like bandits hitting the road, and we're trying to figure out, okay, what kind of identity we can bring to these ones. So it's like the bad, the ugly, and the bad, the good, and the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah. And so you see, the first one for us was like, that's the good, it's our base, it needs to look cool, nice tattoos on the chest. Second one is the monk, kind of running monk, and the third one was for us the bad, kind of more rebel type of with this type of vest, and the last one is the classy one. So even on this one, we brought some little piece of armor, a nice metal hat. It's pretty cool. On the variations, we'll see them just after. We brought a mask as well.
The mask is amazing.
And when you put all the paint pattern on these guys, this is where they shine. And like I was saying, this guy, the head, it's not his face, it's really the hat. So we have a bunch of here that, sorry for the freaking heads.
I'm sure people love the floating heads in the chat.
They wear skin. I couldn't do anything to make them just stop moving. So the tricky thing with this one is, and I think we succeeded quite well. What the players will tell us is bringing different materials, but also having the material change that the players will be able to apply. So there are some areas on the hat, and of course the hat receives the player expression. So you can have some really nice designs. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But in the same time, you have some elements on the hat that we reserve for the material change, and it's pretty nice. You see this one, in fact, it's pretty large compared to some others, and it's really hiding the face of the guy. It's really changing the silhouette on the battlefield. Some nice work of our artist, bring some materials like the cloth. Different types with the golden lace here. That's pretty cool. So the hat is pretty big as well, and we could go a bit more crazy with the ornaments. We'll see them because it's pretty wide, so we needed to have something that occupies a little bit all the surface.
Before you do that, can you go back to the guy you called the bad?
Yeah.
Because I was struck by how awesome his tattoos are.
I can get that closer.
Yeah. Just the rad. He's the rad.
The rad, yeah.
Cool. So what does he have in the mouth? People were having furies.
Furies?
Last week.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
So people were saying, "Oh, he has a toothpick." So what does he have?
of
For us, it was a straw.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
straw. Yeah, of course.
It's pretty cool when it's moving in game. It's a detail we wanted to add because this guy is, he doesn't have any armor. He's awesome. He doesn't
badass.
need that.
Yeah.
He's the kind of cocky guy that is pretty cool. I think I have to say that the animation team has done an amazing work on the signature of movement of this guy, because in the design, we bring the identity of the guy, but really the animation brings the personality, and this one is full of it. And amazing work from these guys. So here's some of the ornaments we created for the army show.
Man.
So regarding the tattoos, the question about the tattoos, those are not tattoos like the Viking tattoos.
No,
Right,
no.
you don't swap them out or
You don't
anything.
swap them. They're not part of the customization.
No.
They're part of the armor variation of the
Exactly.
hero, because they don't have an armor.
You don't get to change anything.
This what
yeah.
creates the variety of
Exactly.
I wanted to bring a little bit the kind of Yakuza feeling.
Yeah.
These guys that
Yeah, yeah.
live another law. It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
They don't belong to the same world. This kind of so. We're going a bit crazy. Designers are really having fun times, and it's something we can
Hugging
do
the
more and
fish,
more.
I love it.
Yeah, this one has a nice little shader to simulate kind of translucency. It's hard with the camera, but when you move it, it gives you the impression. This one is quite bold as well.
Yeah.
We're integrating also more team color on the ornaments, so all the paint on the skull and on the rope
So
is
the red?
something exactly
Red is the team color.
will change.
Cool.
That's my favorite. Tasmania Devil.
Wow.
Some kind of insectoid with this kind of beastie mask. It's pretty cool. So you see the black, the eyebrows, the nose, it's team color. The blue is also team color. And the I put black mostly, but the hair could have the third color
Wow.
Okay.
as well.
That's really cool.
Amazing.
This one, pretty nice as well. Very deadly with the queen eyes on the mouth.
That's so cool.
The black as well is the team color. This one. That's the. It's got such a great face. Same. So the mask is team color and the hair is a material change, if I remember correctly.
That's cool.
So it's gonna fit the material change you apply on the hat. Another insectoid. Wow. So it's pretty wide. It takes a lot of space on the hat, but it deserves it. We had the space to really go crazy for.
So are they
this
the
one.
biggest ornaments in the game currently? Do you know?
Sorry?
Are they the biggest ornaments in the game,
I
size-wise?
think they're the biggest, I would say, yeah. And because we did a lot for these guys that are really wide like that.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing.
So these guys wouldn't be anything without their weapons.
Of course.
So I have some cool stuff for you guys.
Ooh.
My God, the detail.
This one, I really love it. It goes with the tattoos that they have on the arms, chest. Going a bit more funky with the type of matte finish we have on the blades.
I love that you could have easily gotten away with just duplicating each variation because they're double swords, but you actually individualize both sides.
But keep the same theme.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And artists are begging just to do cool stuff like that. So
It's true.
So we did like katanas, katana, the nodashi, so they have some similarities, and we wanted to go a bit more edgy with this one. So we played more with the shapes of the blades, the materials, the kind of, you don't see, we didn't put too many laces around the handle. The tubas are really different. We went a bit more crazy with this character because he deserved it. When you're gonna see it moving, killing the people, it's pretty violent, it's stylish at the same time, it's super cocky, so the weapons needed to reflect a little bit of the personality of the hero. See this one? I like the kind of matte finish compared to the edge of the blade. It's very nice when it's moving.
So of course there are different level of rarity. We mix them all up right now, but
So this is sort of a
yeah,
a
you have
glimpse
some of
across
the high-end tier and some of the early tier.
We're bringing color, and we brought some paint also on the blade. It's pretty cool when you see it in movement. That one is sick with the Damas blade, but it looks like it was melted along the blade.
Damn.
I don't know.
Oh, metal one.
With like throwing stars as the.
I love that.
This one is nice too.
Wow. It's insane.
Of course, you'll be able just to crisscross. If you
Yeah,
like
of
one
course.
blade from another, you place it somewhere else on another hilt.
It's
With
true.
Signature.
So a lot of options for really various customizations.
How are the parts working for that hero? What are the 3 different parts of the weapon?
So, if I remember well, we have the 2 blades that are different.
And then the rest?
The rest, I don't remember exactly how we divide it.
People will have to figure it out.
Oh yes.
This one is sick. Just you see, we didn't do that kind of stuff at the beginning because we wanted to get more faithful. But for this one, we wanted to have something that was feeling different.
Ah, this one.
Same for the blade, playing with the metals. and there are some weapon missing. That's just a selection.
There's even
Of
more.
course.
There's even more.
more?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's it for the.
I think it's a new main confirmed.
Yeah. I won't tell your mustache friend. Okay, let's jump over to the shaman. And again, let's kick it off with the hero trailer for the shaman.
Do you hear them? They are always whispering, just out of reach. But when the red spills, she can hear them louder. They shout excitedly when bones break. Do you hear them now? They scream of war. They scream the names of those next to die. She will use her hatchet and dagger to cut the bodies down, and then she will use her hands. They are louder now, the voices overwhelming. They won't stop. They won't stop until all lie dead.
Wow. As Damien would say, ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
That, don't worry, we're going to show both of those again in just a little bit.
She's the new favorite of Roman, and you can guess why.
Yeah, that the first time I saw that video in the office, I said, oh shit. So good. Okay, let's get to it then. Let's cut back over to the build and check out the shaman.
Shaman?
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 Shaman.
Shaman?
Shaman.
So what's the story?
The quick story is a shaman lives in a solitary life in the forest around Valkenheim. And this isolation made her to appear kind of savage. And sometimes it might appear looks like her acting kind of looks like insane. And it's that she's a savage woman.
I like those pants. Oh, fingers.
And she has her own way of doing the ritual. So she might be collecting something that's insane for us. That's,
Right, we don't judge.
we don't judge.
We don't
No.
judge.
So so that one, you know, when we're thinking about what could be a good addition for in the Viking faction, we went for the entrance of the entrance of the Celts, the Picts, and this one we have to be honest, it was a hard one to pull off or to pull out. It was a challenge for everybody on the team. Because we wanted to bring something that was reflecting that culture, you know. In the same time, we needed to blend with the Vikings, and also to make them different for each set. But at the end, I think we can really be happy. It's really everything came along, you know, with the animation. She looks brutal. She looks kind of, and you know, not, but in a good way. And she really brings a value to the Viking. She fits perfectly. So same thing. We wanted to. Yeah, you want to say something, Andrew?
Yeah, one of the visual language for the Viking is chaotic, and this is one of the characters that really succeeded in that sense. For the materials, she has leather, fur, bones, metal, cloth, feather, and even the woods on the back. So it's all-in-one character.
For the same price. So yeah, everything on that one, so,
And the tattoos and the war paint, so it's all there.
Her pants game is on point. She's got good pants.
So this one the same. She's got a lot of. She's got some possibilities for the player expression. And once again, we revealed the face, and we're gonna go through all the faces because that's the main asset. We couldn't put the beard on her like the Highlander. We didn't have that possibility, so we just played on the. Sometimes she's got tattoos, face paint. It brings the and we put it all over the body, especially on the last one where we revealed the legs compared to the others that have the pants. I think the different sets bring something really cool and different, where you can choose what you prefer. And let's go to see. That's my favorite head. Yeah. I really love that one. Let's check out different faces we have here.
So these are our first female Viking face that and then we wanted to bring a young and attractive, it's a subjective matter, but then young and attractive face with the unexpected hairstyle.
I hate that the neck is actually like gory when you scrolled around. You can see the blood. It's upsetting for some reason.
But with the unexpected hairstyle, with the tattoo and war paint, so which kind of shows her fate is tied to the war and the battle instead of kind of showing off.
So different types of face paints. Of course, we played a lot on the haircuts, bringing different styles. It's different colors also. And we're also, I think we can say it, we're exploring the idea of if the players can choose the color of their hair. So it's, like we said last time, is we're always exploring, giving more possibilities to the community.
Yeah, people definitely want that hair color, beard choice for
exactly
the dudes.
So we're exploring that possibility. Of course, we will need to do some refactoring on the old characters. So all the face paint you see here will, of course, accept the color swatch that the player chooses. Let's just put random colors there. She loves piercing. We put that all over the hair ears. And some of the ornaments.
Ooh.
So this one, you have the 3 colors that you can choose and apply on the ornament. That's pretty cool. Of course, the bones. We're also bringing some materials, like this is some kind of stone on the metal or metallic paint. It depends, but it brings something that we're playing a little bit more and allowing us some freedom also on the ornament. This one, I just love it.
Yeah.
Nice shape.
It's a bit the continuity of the hair.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes.
Big gems. They almost have team color applied on all of them. And you can, of course, change the skin color on the faces, the arm. It's because we reveal a lot of the of skin, especially on the last set. So I think the players will be able to really get what they want to reflect on the battlefield.
Cool.
Let's check out her amazing weapons. Somewhere of it. Yeah.
Like, where is he going?
He's going on a tour.
So for her, we went with a smaller axe, so the type of tomahawk type of axe and a kukri. We wanted something that was that was different from the berserker, who's got longer axes, and that is pretty mean. You know, when you see the kukri and this type of axe, it's already like it's violent. It's brutal like her. And she uses just in a perfect way. Awesome. Just let's get close. I love how the materials react to the light and to the reflection. Changing the mood also has a nice effect on the weapons. This is my favorite one.
Yes.
with all the engraving.
It's almost like dwarven.
Way, exactly. Here the kukri is totally twisted in shape.
Wow.
It looks like you can just
Yes.
you know, open up a body with it. It's just
the Mohawk
it's just grass.
skull,
You
too.
see it. It's like oof.
I love that Christian's like such a soft-spoken, calm guy. He's like, yes, and you just open up the body.
Sorry.
Yeah, gems.
Yeah, this one's very nice with the incrustation of those gems there.
Oh, yeah, it's
So
cool.
this is a selection. We have like more traditional ones, I would say. These are like, okay, high-level class type of weapons for her. We have put a lot of figurative elements. But the player will have the choice to have some more traditional and something that is more, I would say, calm or smooth. Yeah, this is it for her.
Incredible. So we have a question from Evanizer. The design is awesome, agreed. But are we going to have multiple choices of combinations for hair and tattoos?
Are we only talking about the head or the just the head?
I don't know if they're talking about the tattoos on the face or on the body as well.
So the face tattoos, they are like embedded on each variation. So
it's a set.
It's a set.
Yeah.
So if you like the one that is like this, you pick this one, and if you prefer another one, or if you just prefer something that has just the tattoos on the skull,
Got
it's all the sets will give you that choice available.
Got it.
And that's why sometimes you have the color on the face and on the hair, so it goes together.
Yeah.
So if you're changing the tattoos on the body, then it doesn't affect the ones on the face that you've chosen.
Now, for
Yeah.
example, if you choose to have this set of arms from this body on this one, you're gonna get this face with the other tattoos. So you can do combination, because we tried to do like different types of tattoos. Like this one has a nice outline. It brings something really different. You can combine it with a more basic one. Players will really play with it. Here we go for the huntress.
Great. The shaman.
Shaman.
The internal name.
Actually, I saw comments or in the Reddit showing the boss
Vas.
from the Far Cry 3,
Yeah.
and we didn't use that as a reference, but then he is actually the icon of the insanity. In that
So
sense,
maybe they're related.
in that sense, it's I think it works out.
This is his great-great-great-great-grandmother.
And same for the Aramusha. There was this guy in Reddit.
Look, Max, you've just been revealed to the stream. You know who Max is now. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. The guy was doing a reference to an anime that I didn't know. It's Shadow. No, it was. What was the name? Was it Stranger with Sword of the Stranger, something like that? And when I looked the anime, the hero was looking very similar to our run in the first set,
Nice.
which was funny, but it's cool.
Very cool. So we're not done. We also wanted to show off some of the gear for the other characters, which you did a smattering of in this build as well.
Yeah, one for each of the heroes. So those are for our previous heroes.
So we're introducing new gear, new legendary gear,
Yeah.
and as well new epic gear at the same time. So not only the high-end gear, but some are also epic.
Yeah, so here I did a selection. I was just browsing, and I just picked the ones that were like, oh, I like this one. So I don't know which one
So
is
most
epic.
probably legendary gear.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Oh my god.
So that's for the Warden.
Oh man.
With a matte finish on the blade, it's pretty nice.
It's really cool.
For the Lawbringer, with some gold oxidized metal on the blade.
Yeah, I like the oxidation on those.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. The Conqueror.
Yeah, that shield is amazing.
That's pretty bold. You can put some paint pattern, but honestly, I wouldn't put anything. It looks so neat.
Yes, the perp.
This is the Peacekeeper.
That's your character, right?
Yes, that
there?
is my character. I love her.
That's for the Centurion.
Wow.
So now we go with the Vikings, the Viking champion.
The Raider.
Ouais.
Yes.
Look at
Pretty
that.
nice head.
A whole
Bears.
story.
Yes.
That's
Whole
the
family.
Angry Bears.
The three little bears.
The Warlord.
Oh, la, la, la.
That
This one's very
shield,
nice. The shape, it's really kind of
the skeleton-
broken, you know, it's not just a
Yeah.
circle.
Skeletons
it's
built
different.
into it. They're so good. Oh la la.
Berserker.
Zerker.
See the difference
blue
with the
is awesome.
tomahawk?
Yeah.
Real different shape.
Yeah.
Let's see the Highlander, the octopus.
Ooh. We love octopus.
Yep.
Apparently. We have so many stuff around
Someone does.
octopus. Look at that, another story.
Yeah.
That's the Valkyrie.
Yeah, it's
Oh, wow.
really cool. I like bronze stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, just this one needs to.
Right.
From
Start at the bottom.
Yeah, because
Big
it's.
shug.
Oh shit! I didn't align the
Shugoki?
pommel. No, yeah, that's the Shugoki.
But it's aligned in game.
Yes.
Look at
Wait.
that. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
It's a temple.
A
Yeah.
whole temple.
The higher you get,
I can beat you with a temple.
Shugoki Towers.
that's the katana for the
Oh,
Orochi.
red steel is amazing.
Yeah, so we're doing more stuff with colored metal also. It brings a nice touch. It's brings something different. We're playing, still exploring. There's plenty of stuff we can still do.
This is the Kensei.
Yeah, that's for you,
course.
Andrew.
You were waiting
me.
for that one.
It goes with the effect, the
Yeah,
first
the mood
effect.
effect. The cherry
Cherry
tree.
Yeah,
blossom.
cherry blossom one.
Yeah.
The Naginata
Ooh.
with gem incrustated in the shaft.
A rainbow in the
Oh
blade.
wow.
Yeah.
Is that color changing based on your movement, or that's actually that? It changes.
It's a gradient.
It's a
Yeah.
gradient. Okay.
For now,
Octopuses again, and our squids.
squids. Yeah.
Very important distinction.
So how many are we releasing, Damien? For each characters?
I think it's 5.
I think so,
it's 2 epic and 3 legendaries.
I think so.
So a good batch.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I think we've covered it all.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think hopefully people appreciated it. We wanted to kind of take our time, really give you a chance to soak it in. So let us know what you like, because we did this last time and people seemed to really like it, so we wanted
Yeah.
to do it again.
Yeah.
So thank you, Andrew and Christian. Thank you,
you.
You're
Damien.
welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, because you're going to take off as well. So back to work.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we're
yeah.
actually going to roll those 2 hero trailers again, let you get another look at them while we bring out our maps team. So let's hit those.
And this
Did
is
you wanna-
really cool too.
Yeah. All right.
Some must fall from grace. But when samurai fall, they also free themselves from their masters. Aramusha. Brash enforcers for the most prestigious houses. Once noble fighters, now mercenaries. Their dual katana may have killed to satisfy their own ego. But those crimes belong to the past. They join this war not out of duty or command. They join because they are elite warriors in search of their own destiny. A destiny stained red with the blood of those in their way.
Do you hear them? They are always whispering, just out of reach. But when the red spills, she can hear them louder. They shout excitedly when bones break. Do you hear them now? They scream of war. They scream the names of those next to die. She will use her hatchet and dagger to cut the bodies down, and then she will use her hands. They are louder now, the voices overwhelming. They won't stop. They won't stop until all lie dead.
We're back. The men have morphed into different men. We're joined now. I'm going to put up their names. We got Nicolas,
Yeah.
our assistant art director. You're the maps man for art.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You obviously have a
in charge of
team, but yes.
the artistic side of it.
Yes, and our level designers, Edgard, who you know very well because he's been on the show many times.
The legend.
And Patrick, your first time.
Yes.
Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome to me.
So each of these guys worked on one of the two maps we're going to show you, so that's perfect, and you can speak to both of them. So similar to the way we did the gear and the heroes, rather than just show you video, which we will do as well, we're also going to go into the build, fly around, show you some of the key points around these two new maps. So I think we should start off with Gauntlet, and we'll show you the fly-through video of Gauntlet, and then dive in-game to show it to you. So let's check out the Gauntlet.
Cool.
Yes, I think Roman was a big fan of that one in particular, the giant skulls for the entryway. It's cool. So let's shall we get into it?
Yes. yeah, we can go.
Cool. Right. So let's cut over to the build, Max, so we can show it off. So tell me about Gauntlet.
Gauntlet, it's really so. First, it's a new Dominion map, so that's going to be the main game mode that we're going to play in this map. But the thing we want to try with this one was to go a bit outside what we did with the Vikings so far. You know, we had a lot of villages, we had a lot of fort, you know, but nothing as big as this one. The feeling we wanted is really to have that kind of slaughterhouse, you know, place where as soon as you get into the place, you know that you're gonna get killed. It is super, like, it feels dangerous. It's very spiky, very, you know, very dark. You're surrounded by these giant walls. For example, as you start as the attackers, you have that big, what we used to call the bunker, you know, in front of you. It is very overwhelming. And then we have this big, you know, tunnel, like a channel that leads you, you know, in front of the actually the entrance to the city, because the idea behind this map is that it's actually a transition toward a big Viking city. You know, what we never had, you know, in the past.
And I see what you're saying with like the slaughterhouse analogy, where you're kind of forced into this confined.
You'll be surrounded by enemies, that's for sure. You expect them to actually, you know, shoot at you and jump on top of you. So, so this is the feeling we wanted to have. Here we're gonna go through one of the specificity of that map, and maybe Pat can talk about it. Is the fact that in this particular map, we have the capture point is really on top of the lane. So the lane goes underneath the point. I don't know if you want to talk a bit about it, Patrick, but...
Yeah. One of the ideas we were pushing in this map was a direct frontal assault by the attackers on the defending team. And so doing that means that as you fight as an attacker with your soldiers, you're pushing right towards the capture point as the defenders rush out from underneath it.
So here you can see, like, I'm really on top of the map. I have a super big sight on everything that's happening, you know, on the lane. Also the thing in this map is that you really have two layers. You have the lane at the bottom where all the minions will, you know, run, and you have that second layer of where you actually fight on the ramparts. So this is a different feeling than from what we have in the past. So here I'm gonna go toward the defenders. So the defender, the idea is that they are actually protecting, you know, that big gate, Viking carved, you know, type of door. So you are gonna spawn with your teammates in this area. So again, very military, highly defensive, you know, place with all the classic, you know, Viking ingredients that we had in the other maps. And there's the other thing in this map is that the way we put the capture point, there's a chance that the defender will take this point first and the attacker will take the bunker. That's part of the fantasy of the map. And it's actually very interesting because they are not that far from each other, so there's a lot of gameplay where you have to take these you know, bridges to actually reach the other capture point. So we end up with a giant loop of gameplay from the lane to the top and play with the bridges, which is actually a new thing. Maybe, Pat, you can talk about it, the new funky bridges.
That's sort of like Nico said, we offset the capture zones for A and C, the gatehouse and the bunker, so that they're nearer each team. Each team sort of given a point. And then we've actually had matches in this while playtesting where the bridges that you see, and you saw it in the video, you saw the shaman pull a lever to open a trap bridge. It's actually very useful in many ways. One of the ways here to Nico's right, if you back up a little bit, look at this bridge. This one here actually hovers over one end of the soldier fight in the lane, and we're calling this the killing field. So what's useful is if you open this up, you can actually drop attack players fighting on this side of the lane. And if you're in the gatehouse on the far side, there's also another drop attack opportunity if the fight gets pushed to the far side of the map there. And the two bridges here and also on the other side, it can be used in one of two ways. It can either be used to drop players to their death into the chasm below, or it can be used to literally block the quickest path between capture zones. So when you do that, you force players down into the soldier fight, where it's much more dangerous. There's places to get thrown off into the chasm, or just be ganked by a lot of people in the middle of a soldier killing festive event. And that gives you a lot of actual strategic opportunities that is kind of new to the mode, really.
Yeah, that's really cool. So rather than just being a cool, creative way to surprise kill someone, it also can really mess up their tactics.
Yeah, this is strategic, you know.
Yeah, we actually had a match recently where my team was clearly being outmatched in skill by the other team. And we decided to play a stalemate game where we had the gatehouse and they had the bunker. And we were both like, trying to decide, was anybody going to actually go and attack the other team? And it was sort of a deciding factor in strategy. It was a good fight.
The one bridge that isn't over a chasm, if you're dropped from it, is it enough to kill you, or is it just hurt you?
It'll just hurt you a little bit, yeah.
And potentially the
Just a little
soldiers
bit.
can swarm on you.
It's a shameful way to die if you die there. Yes.
Perfect.
And so this is the entrance, one of the entrances to the other capture point. I don't know if it's still called the bunker, but
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
actually
okay.
called the bunker. Yes.
so this one is really representative of the defensive feeling we wanted to have. So here it's kind of, it looks like a barracks. You know, you would expect like, oh, these guys to to stand there waiting for the attackers. And the specificity of this one is that there's a giant hole in the middle, so you have to be super careful as you play around the area. But it's super nice to play as a capture point.
And are you able to show off quickly just where the dual locations in this map would be?
Yes. The first dual location is by the giant skulls,
Yeah.
and
Zoom,
it's
zoom,
Zoom, zoom, faster. Here.
we had a good time prototyping and theming this whole identity between me and our level artist Alex Voyer. And this is sort of the graveyard of failed battle attempts. You see a lot of war machines and a lot of the remnants of other pushes by other armies that never made it even into the gauntlet.
Many people died here, like
Yes.
you felt it.
Yeah, so there's a good sense of drama in the dual space here.
Cool.
So this is the first one. The second one is
There's another one in the killing field, as we call it, which is where the soldier battle is.
it's here, right?
Yes.
Apologies if you hear the car alarm outside.
Yes.
It's part of, it's the new sound for the map.
It's part of the map.
Yes. So here we actually block off each end of the trench, and we close the gate doors under the gatehouse, and it provides a nice arena.
Oh, cool.
Even though there are ledges here, people who hate ledge deaths and duels, there's a lot of space, a
It's
lot of
wide
width
enough,
in this. Yeah. If you can easily have a fight and never go near the ledges, so I think it'll work out pretty well for duelists.
Cool.
Yep. And the final dual space is up on the ramparts in front of the bunker.
It's here, right?
Yes. And for this, we open the bridges so you can't run away from the bridges.
It's too bad.
Yeah. And for this, you can actually also the neat thing about this is you can take the fight up into the bunker if you really want to, if you want to sort of
Cool.
control or lure another player in there if you feel outmatched and you want to defend a choke point, you can do that in a duel as well.
Great.
Yeah, that's kind of the nice thing about this layout is with the inclusion of the trench in the gauntlet layout, it gives us a lot of opportunities for other game modes, like for elimination and for skirmish. We managed to place barricades in those choke points, close the gates under the gatehouse to change the pathing, so it's very different from what you experience in Dominion.
Yeah, so when you guys design a map, it's not for a single mode. You really have to support as many modes as possible.
Which
Yes.
is the biggest challenge.
It's gotta be crazy, yeah.
Yes, like Alex and I worked a lot right here by the gatehouse for the brawl. We wanted sort of dual spaces for the brawl to start. So if you look, there's actually kind of nice open areas and pathways that lead to both the left and right sides of the gatehouse. So this is where our brawl area happens there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
Just to talk again about the context here, you can see at distance the city that I was talking about. Like it's really the first time that we have that feeling that there's a giant, not even a village, but like a big city.
That's so cool.
Kind of capital, you know. So
Yeah, they were
Start writing your fan fiction now about whatever that city is.
Yeah, they were very serious about defending the city. So attackers have to come through the valley of death to get to them.
Amazing. Love it. Cool. Anything else you want to cover about the Gauntlet?
that's pretty much.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
All right, great. So now let's kick it over to the market town. We're going to do another video and be back with it in the game. Let's check out that video. Market Town.
Yeah.
So this is your
Yep.
baby.
This is one of the maps that I designed.
So before we get into the map, zip lines.
Yes.
It's too early.
Yeah,
It's
wait,
a
hold
bit
off
too
on
early
that.
for.
Yeah. So
That is a big new thing.
yeah. I mean, zip lines lent itself very well to this type of layout because people don't know this, but we actually attempted several iterations of rooftop navigation type maps. You know, several level designers attempted it throughout the course of production of For Honor. And for some reason or another, it just never kind of really came through to fruition. So I'm glad that with this map, we finally got this layout done with overhead navigation, you know, over a certain part of the map where you can be on the rooftops and be on the ground area at the same time, which is very, you know, has that ninja-esque
Yes.
Feel to it, you know?
I know it wasn't Japanese, but I feel like, was it Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon that had that
Right, yeah.
extended sequence of the
Yeah, and
roofs?
it's a thing, you know, mangas, and
Yeah.
you always see that kind of thing going on. So, and adding zip lines to that was just a natural thing to do with this map.
And gameplay-wise, it just changes. It's such a new, exciting element to.
Yeah,
Big shortcuts.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You can go
But
everywhere.
anyways, we can talk about the conception of the map
Yes.
a little.
But actually, yeah, it's a good point. The conception of that map is that a long time ago, we had that idea, that pitch we made about having a kind of hanging village, you know, a kind of map where you would actually play on the ground and play on the rooftops. So we did some prototype that we liked at this time. And so now there was the perfect occasion to actually create that map, which maybe some people recognize a bit the feeling we had in the campaign. This time we really had to make it work for the multiplayer. So with the artist and Eddie spend a lot of time tweaking, find the best way to actually accommodate the navigation on the ground, navigation on the rooftop, like you said, the zip line. Again, very challenging. And after that, the work has been around all the landmarks, all the different, you know, visual ingredients that we could put in this map to make it very fresh compared to everything that we've been doing in the past. So the idea, like this map today, it's like you are actually, so it's the upper part of a town that has been attacked, and as the attacker, you can run, you know, through this long street to reach like the gate that will give you access to the temple of the emperor. And why we call that map the Market Town? It's because of that street. We started from that street at some point, and we made a shopping street out of it.
Yeah.
And it looks gorgeous when you walk around.
Yeah, there's so much detail in it.
Yeah, so the idea was that we would have this map is kind of like where you would see people trading and selling goods. You know, we haven't really done that in any of our maps in For Honor. This actually feels like a map that's lived in, where people could go about their daily lives. You know, and that's why we have this kind of like village built on, you know, different heights and structures, and it's kind of like a bustling town, you know, kind of thing. Obviously, when it's not under
When
attack.
it's not under siege.
Yeah, when it's not under siege.
Well, just to be clear, you cannot buy anything.
Yeah.
It's just but that feeling is great.
Yeah.
So here you end up in front of the big toads, very impressive
I love the giant toads.
magic sculptures. And you have that very famous type of like that, the feeling that we wanted to bring, that feeling of the very long, you know, way of tourists like this, where we're gonna play at some point, right?
Yeah. So what's interesting here is that in Duel, this kind of strip here is part of the Duel space, but we open up that path that Nico was just showing.
Oh, I'm gonna show you.
Yeah. So
deeper.
this here will remove those barricades, and this is actually accessible. Part of this is accessible in Duel.
Cool.
So you can kind of fight your way into these under the Tories.
Cool.
Yeah, so we thought that was a nice little addition to it.
So here we reach the top of the map. So I'll show you the defender area, but not the defender because there's no real notion of defenders, but it's in the story, it's where the people would come from.
Yeah.
So there's all this area there. So here you can feel that maybe behind this giant gate there's maybe a prison or something like this. again to give a different, a different identity of the area. So basically, as you spawn, you can either go down the street, take the stairs, or go directly this way. And when you you take the stairs, you end up on the part that we like the most. It's the rooftops. So here you have access to the roofs.
What's interesting here is like people can actually have a first look at what tribute mode will look like in this map. So you guys kind of have insider info on
where the shrines are.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the zip lines present a lot of interesting opportunities here, where you can cut people off. Let's say you're either stealing an offering from the opposing team, or you're trying to get to the other team's shrines to steal their offering. Well, the zip lines can either intercept someone else who's running with an offering, who just took it from you, or you can totally use this to get back to your base a lot quicker. So it presents a very interesting dynamic.
Yeah, I think the first times I got to play Tribute was on this map, and it was just so extra awesome because those zip lines do just it fits very well for Tribute because I would often be running away with the offering, we call it. It's a good way to run away out of danger. Yeah, it's great.
It's full of navigation everywhere. You can jump, climb. It's really fun to play.
Yeah, you create your own path, kind of just like making it up as you go, and you don't always have to take the path that's right in front of you.
For
I also
example,
like you can do drop attacks off of it too.
Yeah,
but that bridge is super dangerous because of the zip line.
This is our longest zip line in this map that we have. So you can either take it from the top and take it all the way to the bottom, or if you want to drop on this bridge to kind of, like I said, intercept someone or make yourself a shortcut to where you want to get to. So yeah, you have more opportunities in terms of navigation.
And here, as you can see, there's a lot of levels. So from there to the bottom to the bridges, like you really feel that you have like a 3D type of navigation.
Yeah,
it is very very cool to play.
Do you want to show off? Yeah.
Oh, I spoiled the donkeys.
No, let's show them off. Let's show them off.
Yeah, so
go ahead.
Eddie really wanted to see, really wanted to have a...
So this kind of came late in the production of the map. We had this area, and I just felt like something was missing. And at first I had the idea of maybe having horses in a stable. But then Christian came up with the idea of putting donkeys in, and it was perfect.
So that's the role of the art director? Horses, they're good, but not great. Donkeys would be
exactly,
great.
Yeah.
It's more epic. Let's go.
And FYI, I did try and get a Shrek Easter egg in here.
Thank you.
But I quickly realized, A, I would bust our budget just by trying to do that, and B, I would probably get a lot of flack for that.
There is already at least one Shrek Easter egg in this game. I don't know if you know that.
I don't know that.
I won't spoil it.
What?
It's true.
I thought I was responsible for all these.
We have to come here to know about
that.
to know about that.
Yeah. This is also a very cool little shrine that we have. It's the Daruma shop. And as the story goes, as Maddie was telling me the other day, apparently when you buy a Daruma, both eyes are empty and you color one in, and then you're supposed to make a wish. And if your wish
just one eye is empty.
Oh, one eye is empty. And if your wish comes true, then you can color in the other eye. So that's.
She was quick to point out you'll often not achieve that, and it's just a constant reminder of your failure.
Yeah.
We actually have a question from the chat while we're doing this, and it's a good question. We try to make it clear when we do the patch notes and stuff, but. The question is, will Market Town be playable in Dominion, and will Gauntlet be playable in Tribute?
The simple answer to that is no. So this is a specific map for Tribute and every other game mode except Dominion. And Gauntlet plays Dominion and every other game mode except Tribute.
Yep.
So it's not like we can just throw in these key game mode ingredients into other maps and make them work properly. It's just, it wouldn't feel right. We'd really be cramming in a game mode that wasn't built with this in mind.
Right.
So like we say, we always build these game modes with these maps with several game modes in mind.
Yep.
But
But the difference
Dominion
between
and Tribute are
Dominion
are
so
quite
large.
different. And I've been on Reddit and I've seen people post like, oh, it's easy to add Dominion in Viking Village. This would be this capture point. That would be that. And it's just like the timings don't work out because we have to make sure it's balanced for both teams.
Yeah, we have to make choices.
We pride ourselves to actually having very good balance between both teams, defenders and attackers, having a 50-50% chance win, even when sometimes it may appear that one team has an advantage over another. They're actually very, very well balanced, if I do say so.
Good job saying 50-50 as well, which is a community meme.
Yeah. So again, this was built with Tribute in mind, and slapping in Dominion would just make it worse, and I don't think gamers would really enjoy that very much.
Cool. Were there other points you wanted to show off in this?
No, I think that's about it.
No, but yeah.
Can't wait for people to play it.
It's super good. It's super good.
Zipline for the win.
Cool. Well, we're not done. These are the two new maps, but we thought while Ed is here, the reason he's been on the show a couple times is you've gone back and updated some existing maps.
Exactly,
So you've done this again this season.
So on top of working on Market Town full time, I've also what time I could spare to work on the Duel and Brawl stuff I felt was also very important. So yeah, let's go ahead and show the first video.
We've got some before and afters here.
Yeah, I think people enjoy these.
Yep. Starting with the duels.
So yeah, Duel Sanctuary Bridge. So wow, this area here. So just to tell people, a lot of people may wonder, why did we choose this spot to begin with? And back before we launched the game, we felt some parts of the map were underused in certain game modes. So we felt, well, this might be pretty cool to bring more life to this area in a dual game mode, let's say. But what ended up happening was, people would fight in this little space, almost the size of a broom closet, and try and have a proper duel in that space wasn't the best.
To avoid the ledge.
Exactly, because so trying to avoid ledges, was a priority. So here I opened this up as much as possible. This, you cannot get more space in this map.
Pulled
in
up
this
the drawbridge.
Exactly. So you have all the space in the world to gallop freely.
Gallop freely.
Yeah,
I like
freely.
that.
Yeah. So
okay.
I think people enjoy this.
Great. What's our next one? Next dual map.
Next one.
Shipyard. Yes.
So this shipyard has actually gone through the most change overall. So we changed 2 spots in this map. So this one, again, the 2 little narrow bridges, cool in concept in theory, but doesn't work very well actually playing it. So you would only have that little area in the interior area as free. Exactly. Yeah. So we decided to bring it to this other open area in front of the gate, and I think that works a lot better. And this other one also is an area that we used in Brawl as well, but for Duel, it really wasn't working very well. It's a very narrow corridor. Sometimes the stairs.
Bit chaotic, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So this was kind of an obvious choice for us, just to use the storehouse instead.
Dragon building? It is.
Yes, the Dragon Building. I've heard it called that. So apparently it was fought hard to have that name.
Nice.
So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so let's go to the next one. So now that's Duels, so now we move on to Brawl. So yes, finally. Finally, again, this is one of those maps where we thought in theory and concept it would be very cool to fight up here. And it's this epic top of a tower kind of thing. It just didn't present itself very well when players got their hands on it. So the important part was that to bring it down to this area, we could not leave the fountain open to ledging, because that would have been even worse than the top of the tower, I think. So what we did was simply just close it all off with railings. Yeah, and it actually ended up working really well. I think it's a nice landmark of the map. So. And
I think the other thing you mentioned last time you were on was there's also an intention with Brawls to sort of get people to play 2v2 more rather than 2 versus 2
Exactly. So even in this one, even though you're not side by side, but this map was a bit of a tricky one to find just the right spot for it. But this was, I think I'm very happy with this. So
cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right.
And one last one.
Last one.
So Brawl Shipyard again. So like I said, this map has gone through the most change. again, these long, tight corridors were not the best in terms of fighting spaces.
You can see it already. It's like
Exactly, yeah. So again, I thought it'd be very cool to bring this back into the sawmill. And what we ended up doing, you see these doorways in between the exterior and interior. We ended up opening them up, almost doubling them in size, because not only is this, we made this change for Brawl, but we also did it for Tribute mode.
Oh, cool.
So in Tribute mode, one of your shrine bases will be in the sawmill. So we needed to make that space a lot more comfortable to fight in.
Great.
And yeah, and there was these columns also that were kind of in the way, so we pushed those back.
Yeah, we did some art modification to accommodate the game mode.
Yeah, yeah. So it was
much
a
better
very
now.
welcome fix. Yeah, exactly.
Great.
And get more use out of that sawmill. Throw some fools in there,
I love it.
pop them up.
Thank you so much, guys, for doing that and for showing us the new maps. And I think our viewers always appreciate that extra look into the development process, too. So thank you so much for your time. And I'm sure we'll have you back on next season.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Whatever we do next.
Already working on some stuff. For them.
Yeah, so that's right, because you're already working on some stuff. So thank you so much. And we're going to be back with Luke to talk about our tournament. So stay tuned. Hello.
Hello, Eric. How are you?
Welcome.
It's good to be here.
Yes, quite a show today.
Yeah,
Long
man. I'm
one.
like it's 1:30. I was in the next room, and I'm like, okay, they forgot about me. I'm supposed to be on the show today, and
Now we've made it.
now, yes, a lot of great stuff. And
There's so much happening. Yeah,
yeah,
that's the
fucking
things.
donkeys.
We got donkeys.
I didn't know that.
See?
That's a lot. Yes, we have donkeys in the game.
Maybe we'll have a mode where you can ride the donkeys and fight each other.
No.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
My
That's why he's a come dev and not a game designer.
my high school would do a donkey basketball tournament to raise money. It's pretty good. You ever ridden a donkey and tried to shoot a basketball?
A donkey basketball tournament.
I'm from Maine. We do weird things in Maine.
Move on.
Yeah, okay.
Move on.
So we've got this tournament happening.
Yes, we do. But before,
Yeah.
yes, we have this big tournament for the past couple of weeks. We had a little clip of me talking about this tournament and between like a bunch of American teams and the North American and European teams. Big final on Saturday. But before, and we took this opportunity to invite some other people in the studio. A couple of weeks ago, I attended a tournament in New York at the Microsoft store,
Right.
organized by the Mixer. So we invited Dr. Professor McNasty, who's the
Nice.
organizer there. So he should fly in Montreal as we speak. Mistress, who's already in Montreal, she texted me earlier, so she made it now.
Awesome.
Alex, who won the tournament on Xbox there.
Awesome.
So, and we also invited the second place. He couldn't make it, passport issue. This is kind of a recurring.
Yes, it's a recurring problem.
It's a recurring problem. Guys, get a fucking passport. And and we also invited Dashu.
Yes, our friend.
Our community knows Dashu very well. He organized a bunch of tournaments, and it was our way to thank him for his great work within the community.
Yep.
To invite him to Montreal, so they're going to come in tomorrow morning for a studio visit. Then they're going to have a sit down with Roman and Damien. Then they're gonna meet a couple of people from the team in the afternoon. On Saturday, they will attend the event.
Great.
And also do a shout out to the teams who participated in the Paris Game Week tournament.
That's right.
On PlayStation 4 last week. So Barbare Thunder, the winner, and Black Phantom, the finalist. Congrats, guys! Félicitations! Like nice performance at the Paris Game Week. So here we are now.
Here we are.
Season 4 reveal event, the tournament, the final.
Yes.
Between Team UDA and Team NRG.
I'm really excited, actually. It's going to be awesome to see
Yeah.
these great players play against each other in 4v4.
Yes, and there will be some slight modifications on the team.
Yeah.
Because
As you mentioned, passports.
passport, visa, and stuff like that. So in the European team, Alernican is taking Legion's place.
Yep.
And in North America, Ravelord Servant is taking Kiu's place.
That's right.
So they have one sub per team, but still they're both like Ravelord won on PS4 this summer during the Euro Series. Alernican won on PC. So
Yes.
we brought the champion
Yep.
into the mix, so it's going to be very fun.
Yep.
And earlier this week, I sat down with the two team captains. We had a little Skype interviews. So which one do we start with?
We're going to start with Skies.
So yeah, let's see at our discussion with Sky. It's a very interesting conversation.
Yep.
And then we're going to come back.
Cool.
So hello all. Now I'm talking with iSky the captain of Team NRG for North America. How are you, Ice Guy?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
I'm great. I'm great. So, passport's ready? Everything is taken care of?
Everything's all good. We got that situated. I am heading to Montreal.
Great to hear. Bring some winter jacket because it's going to be cold on Saturday in Montreal. Yeah, we have the same reaction.
Texan.
So how did it go with the qualifier? Like every week we're doing the recap and your team, like, wow, like the performance was amazing. How did you build that team?
We just practiced every single week. Every day we'd see who was on. Hey, you guys want to get some 4v4s going? We'd ask other North American or European teams, and we would just scrim every single day. And then after we won the first one, we were like, whoa, we kind of had this in the bag. And then the second week, we cooled it off, and then we were like, you know what? They're going to make a comeback the third week. So we got back into it again, stay heated, and we just practiced what we did every single day, man. Play for honor.
Nice. Well, it was really amazing. Congratulations on all the qualifier. Have you played Clutch Meister's team before? Like, did you play them in preparation for this tournament?
Not the full team. So we'll have like Clutch, Legion, maybe Reptile, and then a sub. But we haven't like gone against them, I believe, the full roster yet with our full team. So like I'll play with like, we'll pick up random people to fill in while like, let's just say Q or Scorebrand's gone. But I don't think we've actually gone against our team versus their full stack team. So this is going to be exciting when we go to the event.
So how do you see it coming? Like based on the preparation, I'm sure you watched their stream to know like how it was going. Like what's your prediction?
I see first place and Clutch buys the first round of drinks after we win.
Ah, that's good. That's a good bet. So and you see, because like while watching all the qualifiers, like some matches like Scorebrand and Q got 0 death, and you played some amazing games as well. So what's your secret? Like what's your plan to face UDA on Saturday? Is any special thing that we should watch for when we look at your team?
Now, besides when I initially knock out someone and get a takedown, I'll say something, but I'm a dog when it comes to 4v4s. I go to where I'm told. So for the most part, what's great about our team synergy is that we'll have like Scorebrand and Bodrat being very collective, Kihu kind of being just like me, where we're listening and trying to see what's going on. And having a shot caller like Bodrat and Scorebrand being there to back him up when he's in a sticky situation, I think that's the key. Score would say, hey, I'm half bar, I'm backing up, gonna go boost at A. Heal up a little bit, and then I'll be back into the action. If you'd like, you can go head to their home base. If not, we can play it safe and clear minions on B. And we just rinse and repeat that while maintaining, looking at our health bars and everything. And that was the strategy. Hence why, like, there was some games, like you said, Scorebrand didn't die because he just saw that always. Like, guys, if I can push in, but it'd be smart to go boost. So I'm going to go ahead and heal up a little bit, come back, and then boom, we're all healed up. We're going to go in strong.
Great. And all good communication. It's something we always, like, mentioned that it was important, and maybe I will take one page of your playbook and stop running like an idiot in the line of minions when I respond. Any special message for your opponent, like for Clutch Meister's team? Something you want to tell them to watch for? Like any special thing you want to tell them before we let you go?
I mean, this is we're coming for first place. Don't look past us. We're gonna come in and hit hard. And like I said, afterwards, Clutch, feel free to pay our tab afterwards, or hey, buy the first round of drinks, and we can have a great time in Montreal.
Good. Thank you very much, Ice Guy, for your time. We wish you a safe flight, and we'll see you this weekend in Montreal. Take care, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, guys. Bye.
Pleasure.
Still nice, but
oh boy, that's my face in the big right there. Damn.
He's always the nice guy,
they
but
want to scare people away.
You can feel the confidence there.
Yeah, but the thing that impressed me the most is how smartly he talks about the game and how the guys look at their life bar, go back, because they've been matches where they didn't die at all. And like even good players will die. Sometimes you have a 2-on-1 or 3-on-1, even though they are excellent players. And you'll see it right after, like Clutch, he's pretty confident to face them 1-on-4. But like for me, it was very impressive when looking at all the stats and watching the streams in the previous weeks. And Ice Guys, I think he has a very, very good team, and I cannot wait to see what they'll do.
Yeah, same here. Same here. It's going to be a really good matchup.
And now we're going to change tone.
As you mentioned, yes, a little bit different tone with our friend
a little bit different tone.
Clutchmeister.
And before we actually had the interview, Clutchmeister and I, we talked a bit UFC, and we were talking shit, the two of us, because we hope to have a McGregor GSP fight. and we both know like who I would cheer for, our own boy, and you would cheer for McGregor. And then we saw the guy wearing the turtleneck.
Right.
Sorry to roll neck. You mentioned that. So yeah, so let's roll the interview with Clutchmaster. We're going to come back right after.
Let's check it out.
So hello all. I'm sitting right now with Clutchmeister, the ultimate digital athletes captain. How are you, Clutch?
Oh, I'm doing absolutely great, as always. I mean, I'm the #1 digital athlete. When am I never great?
Yeah, you're right. And you're wearing an excellent turtleneck today. I want to congratulate you on your outfit.
It's actually a roll neck, but thank you very much.
It's a roll neck. Ah, damn it. And nice new pair of aviator in which I can actually see myself because you're watching your screen. So it's
Oh, of course. I'm sure it's a very beautiful reflection. Try not to get too distracted.
I'll try to. So here we are in 48 hours. You're going to face the team of Ice Guys, Team NRG in Montreal. How are you feeling right now in preparation of this big final?
Oh, extremely confident. Like, I am the #1 digital athlete. My team are the ultimate digital athletes. So, I mean, I'm not even expecting much of a challenge, if I'm honest.
Seriously, because this summer when you did the Euro Series, you didn't make it to the final, despite being like the #1, the ultimate digital athlete.
You see, I might be the #1 digital athlete, but I'm also a very considerate person. You know, a lot of these boys, they don't know what it's like to be on top. Whereas I've been at the top now for like basically since the day I was born. I was born to be the #1 digital athlete. So I was you know, I'll let some other people enjoy the limelight for a little bit. You know, I'll let Oscar and the Lernikin have their time, but you know, everyone they let it get to their head a bit too much. So when this opportunity came to be a captain for this tournament, I was like, right, I need to remind people that I'm the #1 digital athlete for a reason.
Okay, I cannot wait to see the result of that talk on Saturday. But you're a very generous guy because you did let the spotlight to the other guys a little bit. So what's your plan for this weekend? Like, how do you plan on facing Ice Guys? Because they have a pretty good team. Like Scorbrand is super good, Kiyu as well. They managed to have matches with 0 death. So how do you plan to take them down?
I mean, yeah, like their team definitely has a lot of quality on it. Like, as you said, Scorbrand, he's definitely one of the best players in the game. One of the few people who can play multiple characters at a very high tier level. Kihu as well, known as one of the best peacekeepers, and Bodrak, one of the best raiders himself.
But what's your strategy for Saturday? Like, how are you going to focus on Scorbrand, Kiyu, or you're going to go like all over the place?
I'll do what I always do. I'll sit down in front of the computer. I'll take about 15-30 seconds to admire how fucking good I look. And then I'll just go in 1v4 and just win the games, as I always do.
Yeah, that's pretty confident. Any final message for your opponent before we tell you goodbye and before we see you live in Montreal?
At the end of the day, all I can say to them is, don't take this incoming loss as an end-of-the-road situation. Failure is not the end-all, be-all. Take it as a lesson. Improve from it. Don't sit there after we have defeated you and think to yourselves, how could he do that to us? How could he destroy us so humiliatingly on live Twitch television? It's nothing personal. You'll just be some more names in my book of victims.
Thank you very much, Clutchmeister. Have a safe trip to Montreal. I cannot wait to see you on Saturday for the big final. Thank you, man.
Thank you very much for having me.
Man, keeping my
straight face.
My straight face, and I lost it a couple of times, but it's kind of difficult. He is so great.
Yeah, he does what he does very well.
Yeah, exactly. And anyway, you can see the contrast between him and Ice Guys. Both nice guys.
Yeah.
Like, they're both great. And no, I think he's coming in to win.
Oh, yeah,
Same thing for Ice Guy. And the final is this Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in Paris, it's 2+6, so it's 8. If you're in California, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm used to those jet lag things.
Yes.
So 2, it's 8 in France. It's going to be 11 a.m. in Pacific Coast. So if you're like West Coast, LA, San Francisco, things like that.
There's the image again. So
exactly.
Just remember that.
So come and see us on Saturday. Like, this is going to be a great, great, great stream. Great matches to come. Plus everything else that will happen during the event. Exactly. There'll be like the Battle of the Bros. We'll probably talk about that at the beginning of the stream. So that's going to be awesome.
It is, and it's in Montreal, so we don't have to travel this time.
Yes!
Which is even better.
But you know what? Minus 15 Celsius this weekend.
Oh my God.
I would probably be taking a trip to LA.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Luke. I think I'm going to
pleasure.
wrap it up. I actually wanted to give a shout out to someone. I saw this comment on Reddit. User KentasLTU on Reddit. He said this. I'm in the hospital already for 11 days straight, and I know I'll be able to. And knowing I will be able to see the Warriors Den totally makes the boring day much better. Always waiting for Thursday when in the hospital now. Thank you for on our team.
Wow.
So shout out to you, Kentas, and we all hope you get better very soon. I was already touched by that comment. I don't know if it's obvious. I hope you can see, but we put a lot of work into this show, and it always makes us feel good to know that the community actually appreciates it and wants more of it. So thank you very much.
But
and,
we put a lot of work, but one thing I want to mention, it's like you saw, how many devs today? Like 3, 4?
Yeah.
Like Damien and Roman were not on today, I think.
Damien was, but...
Damien was at the beginning. Biojad comes very often. Roman. So it's something that we are committed to, and we read your comments. We know sometimes we don't go as fast as you'd like. But we do the best that we can to improve that game, and we are strongly committed to that. And that's why we come on a weekly basis. Like, weekly basis, you have top devs from the 400 team on this couch to talk with you guys. So it's, and by top devs, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about Damien and Roman. Because at the end of the day, I am not coding anything and I'm not designing anything.
If they let us make the game, it would be very
Exactly. I'm just there for my pretty face.
It would be a lot more donkeys.
Yeah.
So shout out to you, Kentas, and shout out to the community. You guys are always very supportive of what we do, so thank you. Just one last reminder, catch the show not tomorrow, on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Twitch. Free weekend is going on right now, so if you leave the stream and you want something to do, go play with probably a bunch of new people in the free weekend. Help them out. All you gotta do is play 5 games with new people, and you'll get 5,000.
You have to group with them. Group with them and play 5 games.
Exactly. So you can find people to play with on Reddit and go to just the top sticky post. You can find people to play with. And last thing, I know you've been doing it throughout the entire show, but now we're finally going to run the raffle.
Ooh.
So 10 winners, we're gonna give 7,000 steel. So you can get a new execution, which just came out today. So
awesome.
Hit the raffle now, and Fred will pick you. So pay attention to your private messages on Twitch, because he'll tell you if you've won. So thank you, everybody. This has been a very long show, but I hope you appreciated it. There's a lot of content we wanted to share. And as I mentioned, we're not done. Saturday's not just a big fun kickoff event. That's also the gameplay premiere of the Aramusha and the Shaman. Sorry.
How many different ways you can say
At
shaman?
least 5.
Shaman?
Shaman.
Shaman?
Shaman. Shame on me.
Okay, move on.
So you don't want to miss that, because that will be your first chance to see them in action with our fight designers, talking about them. So 2 p.m. on Saturday. So thank you, everybody, and we'll be back Saturday, and then here on the Den next week with more stuff. So thank you.